Hi, welcome back to your values class. We shall continue again today with our worldview, and today we are diving right into our textbook, our ebook. Now, I hope you have read and gone through the ebook that I have uploaded as a material in the Google Classroom. So now let's take a look at some of the things that you will find it in that lesson material that is very important for our discussion today. Worldviews and Religion, Lesson 1. We're still in Lesson 1, but now we're moving on to Part 5. All right, Part 5. Okay. So, we learned from Ty Gibson's video that there are many worldviews. All right. I mean, there could be as many as there are people on this planet. But obviously, we are not going to study all 7 billion worldviews. No way. That's crazy. Okay. So instead, we can look into these worldviews and categorize them into three main parts. All right. And so you can see that on the slides up there. The three different categories are naturalism, and the opposite end is pantheism. Now, why did I say the opposite end? Because they are actually totally the opposite. Okay? For example, naturalism, they believe there is no God, matter is everything, nature is everything, physical matter. Okay? We evolved some billions of years ago. There was a Big Bang, and that caused everything. The periodic table that you find is the result of the Big Bang. Nothing to do with God. On the other hand, you have pantheism. Pantheistic worldview is that pan simply means everywhere. Theism means God. God everywhere, meaning they see the essence, the divine essence of God in every part of nature. That means a tree can have God's essence, a chicken can have God's essence, a cow can have God's essence. Even they go to the extreme that even a big rock, a mountain, a river can have God's essence. You will learn that in Hinduism they call it Atman, which I believe is actually talking about life. But pantheistic, they believe that this life is the spark of the divine essence. God gave this spark to every living thing, and therefore every living things are equal to each other. That means Merle and the mouse are equal. If I see a mouse, I should why the mouse. Hello, mouse. Because the mouse and Merle are equal. And because of that, a lot of pantheistic people would not hurt any living organism, not even the carrot or potatoes, all right, or peanuts. They will not even harm those. We talked about that a little bit. Jain is a belief system, very much pantheistic in nature, that they believe that God has equally manifested in every living organism. And therefore, we must respect life, not just human life or a big animal, but even a plant. We should not hurt them. Now, so those are the two ideas that are totally the opposite. You have naturalism and you have pantheism. And then, of course, in the middle, there is a balance, and that is theism. Theism simply talks about a personal God who is loving, kind, and just. He has to balance between love and freedom. So, naturalism, there is no God. Pantheism, God everywhere. Even though God is everywhere, you actually do not know this God personally. You do not know what is His name. You do not know whether He really loves you or not. You're not even sure when you pray whether this God is listening to you or not. Sometimes you need to scream a lot. You need to pray loud prayers. Maybe the God may hear you. All right. That is pantheism. But theism, on the other hand, no, there is a personal God. And this God, his nature is love. But love without freedom is not love. So he has to give freedom. But when he gives you freedom, he takes the risk. Because what if you don't love him back? That's the risk he takes. So those are the three main categories. Please remember that. Naturalism and pantheism. Now, today at the end of this lesson, I have a Venn diagram, a diagram where you have to compare and contrast these two ideas, naturalism with pantheism. Now, it's very easy to find the contrast, how they are different. But I want to see if you can find a common ground, how they are similar. All right, moving on to our next slide. Now, though these three worldviews are the most predominant ones, there are others that are relatively significant. Let's take a look at the 5. Now, remember, Ty Gibson gave us 6. Now, we're going to take a look at these 5 that are relatively significant. And take a look at it, how they give you the reference to God. Number 1, naturalism says that there is no God. They're like atheists. No God. I don't believe in God. Science is everything. All right. Deism talks about there is a God. Theism says there is one God. Now you may say, wait. Did you just say a God and one God? I thought in English when we say an apple, a table, meaning one. So isn't those two the same idea? No, not in philosophical term. All right, let me explain that to you. Deism, when deism says there is a God, they're simply saying that there must be a God, but you know what? I do not know him. I have no clue what is his name. I do not know his character. I do not know whether he really loves me or not. If I pray to him, whether he hears my prayer, I am not sure. But I do have this hunch that there must be a God. There must be a God. He's far out there. I do not know him. All right? He probably doesn't know me either. I don't know. A God, but not sure who he is. Theism, one God, but this one God, I know him. He has revealed himself through scripture, through holy books, through nature. He has revealed himself, and I know his character. I know even his name, and I know he loves me, and he knows my name. That's one God. Polytheism, on the other hand, is many God. But see again the difference between pantheism and polytheism. Poly simply means many God, like if you know a little bit about the Greek mythology, the Romans, they had many gods. The gods were related to each other, son, daughter, husband, wife, uncle, whatever. You'll notice that in Hinduism we do have that too. There is many gods, and some gods are related to each other. In Thailand we talk about Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Ganesh. A lot of them are actually related. We'll talk more about it when we come to Hinduism. So that's polytheism, where you have multiplicity of God. But pantheism, on the other hand, simply means God's nature everywhere. You do not have to call them by name. All right? But we know God is in every part of nature. And therefore, nature itself can be worshipped. You can worship the nature. Certain things in nature can be worshipped. A big mountain, a river, even a cow. Yeah, cows can be holy. Now, we just use an expression, holy cow. But if you go to India, it is literally holy cow. All right? So that's the difference there. So these are the 5 different categories of the worldviews, the 5, all right? Now, you might want to compare with Ty Gibson's 6 and see which one overlaps the other one. I'm sure there's one that overlaps a little bit of this with that. Okay, moving on to our next slide. Now here I have a quick explanation to what is naturalism. So naturalism simply talks about that it is all science, okay? It's all matter, the physical matter. That's it. All right, there is no God, there's no spirit world, there's no heaven, there's no hell. All right, you live once, when you die, you're gone. That's it, game over. Okay? Usually atheists, those who don't believe in God, they fall into this category. Then you have deism, next slide, that God is entirely beyond our world. He's so far away, so distant, I do not even know his name. I do not know whether he really loves me or not. He's really out there. That's deism. And so this God, he just left us with some kind of natural laws, karmic laws, karma, if you have heard about that, okay? He left all these laws to take care of that. All right, the laws punishes me if I do something wrong. It's not a God who does that. He just set up a system, and the system takes care of it. And he's just gone. He's not here anymore. Theism, on the other hand, maintains that there is a radical distinction between creator and creation. So there is a creator God, and we are the creation. We can never be equal to the creator. All right? He is the creator, I am the creation. He is eternal, I am not. I'm mortal, he's immortal. All right? There is a difference between the creator and the creation. All right? Next, polytheism. Polytheism reflects a radical pluralistic worldview. That means there are many, many gods. All right? There are many, many natural forces. Even demons can be worshipped because they have power. So why not? All right? Fire, rain, earthquake, wind. This could be even somewhat or some kind of gods. All right? And we will find that, we'll talk about that more as we move on to the pantheistic worldview. And finally, you have pantheism. Pantheism declares that there is only one level of reality, the realm of spiritual or divine. Everything exists from the same stuff, and that there is no distinction between creator and creation. All right? So there is no distinction between creator and creation. Everyone is equal. Everyone is equal. All right? Because everyone has God's essence, so everyone and everything in nature can be worshipped. You can even worship yourself if you want to. All right? Because you do have a divine nature inside. All right? Now, if you follow that, there is a similarity there between naturalism. You see, on the second line, it says everything, look over here, okay, it says everything exists from the same stuff, all right, from the same stuff. So everything comes from the same stuff. It's almost like what naturalist or atheist would say, that everything comes from the same stuff, all right? Everything is matter. Everything is matter. For them, everything is divine, but it's also same stuff. A divine spark can become a god or a mouse or a donkey or a carrot, but they're all equal. They're all equally manifested. Just one level of reality. Okay, so here's my question. Where does your worldview fall? If you were to look into the belief system that you have, that you're coming out from, your background, say for example, okay, your ancestors, what did they believe? That belief, where do you think it falls under? Naturalism, deism, theism, polytheism, pantheism, all right? So you can indicate that. That would be one of the questions in our activity today. List 5 major worldviews and indicate its reference to God. So here are the 5 worldviews that just now we talked about, and in reference to God. So you take a look at what do they say about God. So if you're a naturalist, you will say there is no God. Sorry, I don't buy that. Deism, yes, there is a God, but I'm not sure where he is, what is he up to right now. Theism, yes, there's one God, he loves me, I love him, he hears my prayer. Polytheism, there are many gods, so you choose your God, all right? Customize your God, which one you want, all right? Pantheism, everything is God. Everything is God. The entire nature is God. Even myself, I can be a God because the divine essence is also in me, equally manifested. All right, next slide. List down the 4 questions every worldview must answer. And what are they? Where is our origin? Where did we or life come from? All right, every worldview, whether you talk about Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Jainism, Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism, or Islam, everyone must answer these questions clearly, logically, coherently, without contradicting. When they answer one, they should not contradict the other question. They must coherently answer all these 4 questions. Where is our origin? What is our purpose? Why are we here? How do we define morality? How do I know? Not just feel. I feel it's wrong. No, you should not just be feeling it. You should know that this is wrong. No matter what, you know it is wrong. And what is our destiny? What happens when we die? What happens after this life? All right? What is our destiny? These are the 4 questions. We call them the ontological questions. Ontological questions. Every worldview, as we will be talking about, discussing each of the worldviews throughout this quarter, every now and then we will be throwing these questions and we will see how do they answer this question. In the process of answering, do they contradict each other? Or first of all, do they have an answer? You will notice some worldviews do not even have an answer. Okay? But every worldview must answer these 4 questions. If they do not, that's a red flag going up. How come? Why? And finally, for our question for today, using a Venn diagram, compare and contrast naturalism with pantheism. All right? So this is the one that I told you earlier as we began the lesson. You have to create a Venn diagram, which I will give you the Venn diagram. You just have to list down how both the ideas are different and how they are similar. Here's the example of a Venn diagram right there. You can see on the screen. So on one side you have the naturalism. You write some of the bullets here. What do naturalists believe? How is that opposite to pantheist? All right, pantheist. How is that opposite? And in the middle, both how they are similar. How they are similar. Okay, so use this Venn diagram to compare and contrast. And I want you to work this on your own, and I will see how you have answered this Venn diagram. All right? Okay, so go ahead. The Google Classroom assignment is now uploaded. Click on it, and you can actually work on the Google Doc right now. Turn in on time, and I'll see you on our next video. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.